marrying Cher. I mean, there was good parts to these things, and then there was bad parts, and it took a lot of growing up real fast.
I wanted to ask you about Cher, and well, all of a sudden, because Gregg Allman, you didn't hear a lot about Gregg Allman for a while. Then all of a sudden he marries Cher, and boom, you guys were in every magazine in the country.
Well, to tell you the truth, I didn't even think about that. One day she said to me, after we had realized that the two of us had fallen in love, she said, you know, this could get you in some real trouble, you know, and that, you know, press is going to be all over you. And I thought, no, of course not. I mean, love's really blind, that's for sure. And all of a sudden, I mean, I couldn't make a move. I couldn't go out in the front lawn and wash my car without people being over the gate. And I thought, this is ridiculous. And so, at one period of time, it really got to me. It really got to me. And the reason that we split up, I think, was more her surroundings, where she was. I mean, Beverly Hills, Hollywood. I couldn't take it. I couldn't live that way. I couldn't do it. I mean, I had to come back down south. You know, this is where I belong. I think if she'd have come with me, it might have worked.
Did you ask her?
No, I didn't, because I knew that that was where her roots were, and respected that. I didn't really have to ask her. But I mean, that place will drive a Southern boy to drink, I'll tell you. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the audience in Los Angeles. I love to go there. But it's like New York City. I love the people in New York City. That's probably the best town. But I got to go for 4 days.
You and Cher still talk? And,
sure.
I mean, because y'all had a baby.
Sure did. Beautiful little boy. He just turned 6 years old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't seem like it's been that long.
It sure doesn't. It really doesn't.
And who thought of the name?
I did.
Pretty name. I mean, you don't hear it very often.
No, you don't. Elijah was the last prophet to die, and he was a real rascal. And blue for blues. And Blue really loves music. I mean, from the time that he was aware that he was alive, man, music would just get him moving. Of course, most babies are that way, but I mean, he's still, I mean, he's crazy about music.
You know, I guess a lot of people thought that, when you and Cher got married, that it was a real unlikely combination. I mean, here she is. She's more in that top 40 genre.
Well, getting married didn't have anything to do with it.
But I think people perceive that as an unlikely.
I wouldn't marry my bass player because he played good. I mean, if it was a woman, you know. Yeah, well, I mean, it didn't seem like, well, to me it seemed perfect, you know. And to her it seemed perfect. And for a while it was perfect. But there was so much. I mean, a day in the life of Cher and Gregg Allman was staggering, some of them.
Why?
I remember one night we were sitting on the bed and watching TV, and I said, why don't we go see this certain movie, get out of the house for a while? She said, fine. So we walked downstairs, we get in the car, We drive to the theater, and here's 8 or 9 photographers waiting on us. Now you tell me, how did they know? Because they get, they get paid very high. I mean, if like back then, a photographer who brought in a picture of me looking like I was really stoned really was in the chips, man. I mean, $5,000-6,000 for a picture.
Really?
They would like soup up these Nikons, they catch you when you're blinking your eyes and like that, You'd be just coming from church, and
Why don't you take pictures at home and send them in for extra money?
I don't know. I just didn't understand how people could make their living talking about other people. Enough of that.
All right, well, let's go on to something else.
I survived it, that's for sure.